I've been chaperoning for over 5 years now.
2017 was my first year, the winter of 2017. And last year I did this, I was chaperoned twice.
I've been chaperoning, I'm guessing 12 to 15 years. I'm not sure when I started.
I've been chaperoning once a year since its inception. I've missed, yeah, that was during the time that Alan Greenbaum was here.
This is Tikkun Olam. This is my way of being a Jew. I'm not the most spiritual person. I'm certainly not the most observant person, but this is what it means for me to be a Jewish, and this is how I can contribute back to my community, and this is what I want my girls to know that I'm doing for my community, and hopefully that will become part of their way of life when they get older too.
When the idea of chaperoning the homeless came up, to that point, I had always been, honestly, I guess, a little uncomfortable. And I wanted to get past that discomfort. And I thought, what a great way to do this. Spend a night with them, see what their world is like. And mission accomplished.
The shelter, more than anything else that we do, I think is the direct expression of beneficence of this congregation, and really of Judaism.
I think it's important to have a woman as a chaperone because we do often have female guests, and I think it makes things a little nicer for everyone. So that's one of the reasons that I do it.
For me to give one night, maybe 2 or 3 in a year, is nothing. And really making a difference in people's lives.
Anybody can write a check or put out money, which is much needed for all our causes. But to actually be able to interact with people that are less fortunate and get to know them more on a one-to-one basis. And, we see that we all have similar needs, and it's just humbling. And it makes me feel like I'm giving back a small little piece.
Just to have a better understanding and a closer relationship with the challenges that so many people are having right here in our well-to-do community.
So some of the people that stay the night are long-timers. They have been homeless for whatever reason. Most of them actually have jobs. They ride a bike to work from here, or they have a car or whatever. They just don't have a home.
There are people with jobs. Some people you wouldn't blink an eye if you saw them, serving you at Starbucks or.
It tends to be about a 70-30 split between men and women, maybe 80-20.
Everybody from all walks of life and all types of circumstances. It can happen to anybody that all of a sudden you lose your job, something goes wrong, there's a severe illness or disability.
They'll come right after dinner and get a list of who's staying overnight and check and make sure that everyone's accounted for, that everybody's got a bed and a mat and sheets and a pillow and a pillowcase. We put on a movie and they just kind of monitor the situation, and at 10 o'clock they lock the doors and they shut the lights and try to get as much sleep as they can. Now, some chaperones sleep all night and it's not a problem, and other chaperones have one eye open, and it's do people have different sleeping habits? But that's why we have 2 people.
And then the next morning, there's a little routine you follow. Got to get them get the hot water on. It's important. Everyone get their coffee, get the breakfasts out and the box lunches, and you kind of ease on the lights and finish up at 7 o'clock and everyone's gone.
The challenge that a chaperone feels that's never done this before is the fear of unknown. Are these people safe? And they are. 99% of them All they want to do is come get a meal and get a good night's sleep.
And I think it's important to know that there are a lot of procedures that we go through to ensure that everyone in that social hall is cleared, if you will. So we've got our host organization checking everyone in. They're all in a database. We know who's here. We go through their bags and make sure that there's nothing in a bag that could cause harm to themselves or anyone else in the social hall. And so,
as I say, it's a very well organized event, and any questions or possible concerns that I had, the very first time were completely dispelled just because of how well organized it is and just how.
What I would say to anyone that was thinking about chaperoning, it is actually a very easy volunteer position.
I found that the chaperone experience was remarkably meaningful to me, and it's given me a whole new perspective, not just on life for the homeless, but for myself as well. I come away feeling that when I pay my mortgage, or if I were to pay a rent check, it reminds me how fortunate I am and lucky I am to be in a position to do that month after month.
The feeling when I leave is really great because it's very rewarding, and the level of appreciation that so many of the guests express in the morning, it's palpable. You know that they are just happy to have had a roof over their head, a good meal, a place to sleep, and to be a part of that, it's just a really neat feeling.
I am very grateful for my own bed and my own roof. Especially on the days like now when it's really cold and it's really wet and I can duck into my car and I can go home and get a shower. You're grateful for that.
I feel really good. It just that I was able to make a difference in some of these people's lives.
But you definitely feel really good because you feel like you actually did something that had some direct value, some direct impact on people, and you saw the people and you met the people that you impacted. You gave them a warm place to sleep, roof over their head. You gave them lunch and breakfast, and so it kind of makes you feel real good when you leave.